A year-end summary from Gong Jun, please check it out. World Fashion Garden L February 2024 issue. In the early morning of the last day of 2023, we reunited with Gong Jun under the warm winter sun in Shanghai. The shooting location is in a building decorated in art style. The porch has been decorated early with the festive atmosphere of the new year. The lawn in front of the door is still green and full of vitality that is rare in winter. At 6 o'clock the night before, Gong Jun was still working on the set. After finishing work, he rushed to Shanghai. He got up early and rushed to attend the New Year's Eve party after filming. I won't have a holiday tomorrow for New Year's Day, so I will go back to the set and continue filming. Looking back further, last year at this time he was also preparing for a New Year's Eve performance and joined the group the next day. "It's good not to have a holiday," he said. There was a sense of urgency in his words that time has not waited for us, and an excitement of eagerness to try. "I just hope that every drama will be filmed smoothly and new dramas will start shooting as soon as possible." Are you so serious about pursuing a career? We have to do it well this year and use as much time as possible. Gong Jun still looks that familiar. He has a spring-like smile on his face, eyes, and mouth, and he becomes obviously serious when talking about filming and work. He chooses every word and sentence to express his thoughts, and he can easily lose himself while chatting. Amused. This precious sense of reality and relaxation is like a ray of spring, which brings people unconsciously into the world he depicts, and looks back with him on this year full of happiness and insights. Went to Universal Studios in January. I really like going to amusement parks. It can give people the feeling of leaving all the worries of reality behind, and can also unlock various moments that cannot be felt in real life. I enjoy this dreamy atmosphere. Riding a roller coaster is the happiest thing in an amusement park. I like these exciting projects very much. It's very cool. I rode the most exciting roller coaster in the entire amusement park twice. I felt a little dizzy when I got off it, but it actually made me feel happier. Then I put on my wizarding robes, like many other classmates at the amusement park, and pretended I was a wizard going to Hogwarts. I think as long as there are children who have watched the Harry Potter series of movies, everyone will not imagine that one morning they will receive an admission notice with a paint seal, right? The settings of scenes such as Hogwarts Castle, Hogsmeade Station, and Ollivander's Wand Shop are warm and yet also full of fantasy. This year I have launched a world favorite section and will publish travel blogs from time to time. On the one hand, I want to record the scenery I have seen, the food I have eaten, and the interesting things I have seen. On the other hand, I want to share what I have seen and heard with everyone, so that they can see the world I have seen through my records. Full stop. In these travel blogs, the photos and layout are all my own ideas. I am a person who has a strong desire to share. I hope to pass on the joy in life to others so that everyone can feel this joy together. Of course, this is also a process of amplifying the joy I feel. This year I also made up my mind to start learning English. When I am not working on a set, I will study 3 or 4 hours a day when I have time. I will also use my spare time to study while filming. Teachers will also come to the set after a while, because I want to learn the characters first. I should seize the opportunity and use my spare time to study, so as not to affect my normal filming. I think learning English is very important. For example, I went on business trips to many countries last year, and there were many situations where I needed to communicate in English. I can't say that I'm making rapid progress, but I think I'm relatively hardworking, because I'm more interested in it, and I dare to say that. Wouldn't it be enough to explain it clearly? It doesn't matter what words come to mind. Are you going camping in 2023? A dog friend and I went to the mountains and spent most of the day. There was also a small lake in the mountain. We found a kayak and originally wanted to go into the water to play with the puppy. It turned out that the lake might be deep and Sumu was very smart, so he refused to go into the water. Instead, he was afraid that I would be in danger. Asking me to come ashore is still funny when I think about it now. Nowadays, many camping bases are fully equipped, so you don't need to prepare too much by yourself. I have been fond of studying electronic products since I was a child, so I brought some small electrical appliances and small digital products that I usually have no chance to use, such as small outdoor air conditioners, hanging neck fans and Bluetooth speakers. Music is indispensable. This year I attended the Cannes Film Festival for the first time, and I was particularly looking forward to meeting Mr. Hirokazu Koreeda. I like his works very much. I have read his works such as Like Father, Like Son, Walking and Shoplifters. His works are very delicate and tender, reflecting some of the problems in current society and are particularly thought-provoking. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see it to my schedule. I hope I'll have another chance in the future. When it comes to watching movies, I have very mixed tastes, and I will watch them all if they have high scores. I heard that several recent movies are good, such as Walk the Angry Sea, The Dog God, and the recently re-released La La Land. The atmosphere created in this movie is very dreamy, but I can't get enough of Gao Commander and Sister Shitao. It's a pity that this couple didn't get together in the end. Everything was just imagination. In June, I was filming The Wind Leaves Traces in Hainan. As the detective Yijin, I spent a hot and hard summer. It's hard because Yijin has the most tasks in the play. Every day I have to arrest people, interrogate people, analyze clues, and go to the scene. I'm everywhere. Yijin is a person with a very heavy burden in his heart. An incident that happened when he was growing up was buried in his heart and became an inextricable knot. This was one of the reasons why he became a criminal policeman. The department where Yijin works is called the Trace Identification Department, which does things like fingerprint identification, on-site simulation, trace and blood stain analysis, etc. For example, from the direction of blood spatter, the situation at the time of the crime can be analyzed and restored. Sometimes it also involves some very new technologies. So the lines in this drama are too difficult. The lines of the detective are particularly precise because they involve very professional words. For example, when everyone has a meeting to analyze the case, you have to explain clearly where the knife was struck, what kind of weapon, and what angle, what position to cut. The shooting time was also very tight. In fact, I memorize lines very quickly. Even so, I have to hurry up every day to memorize large sections of lines accurately. There are many rivalry scenes in this drama, including scenes with Brother Sun and scenes with Teacher Jiabing. It feels great to act with these veteran actors, because the opponent can bring out many different emotions in you. Sometimes watching them act is completely different from what I imagine when reading the script. In my opinion, a good actor is not limited to good lines or good performances. Understanding the characters is also particularly important. After you have acted in many plays, you will have the background of the characters in your heart, and you will know how the characters will react when encountering different things. The characters will seem to have escaped from the script and come to life. The Legend of Inley started airing in July, and I was also following the show at that time. If time permits, I actually enjoy watching dramas in real time with everyone. There was a scene where Han Yi climbed a tree after drinking too much. Everyone was laughing in the barrage. At this time, a barrage floated over Gong Jun. I am really convinced. I want to say that this netizen is really mine. The internet speaks for itself. I must also follow Fox Demon Little Matchmaker Yu Hong chapter. Dongfang Yu had a very unfortunate life experience. He lost his parents when he was young. He was rescued by Tu Shan Huang by chance and grew up to be a strong man step by step. He looks innocent on the outside, but he hides a lot of worries in his heart, and he sacrifices a lot for the harmonious coexistence of humans and monsters. Looking back now, my biggest emotion is that my first month was so miserable. Personally, I am looking forward to the scene where he refines the tears of the void before dying. It is a famous scene, and the overall emotional concentration is also very high. I look forward to everyone watching it. Feedback after that scene. In August, I went to Xinjiang, which I have been thinking about for a long time, and I had a more personal experience of the beauty of Xinjiang. Being there is different from looking at pictures. You will be shocked by its beauty. Driving on National Highway 219 with a wide view, you will feel that many of your worries have disappeared. It really cleanses your soul. The ultraviolet rays are very strong at high altitudes, so I got a tan several degrees back. One thing I find interesting is that I actually wear a lot of different foundations on different sets. My skin is not originally dark, and the foundation I wore at the beginning of the month may be 1 or 2 shades wider than my own. This subject also requires a slightly heavier makeup. When I was filming Leave a Trace of the Wind, the director thought I was too white even before I put on makeup. In order to get closer to the weathered look of a detective, he darkened my skin tone by 3 degrees, which was close to what it looked like when I returned from Xinjiang. The child's skin color. Later, in the distance between us and the court, because judges are not on the field every day like criminal police officers, the director wanted to be closer to reality, and finally chose a color that was about 1 or 2 shades darker. This year I went to Milan and New York to participate in the 2024 Spring and Summer Fashion Week, and also walked in El Real's Paris show. It was also my first time to walk on the catwalk on such an important occasion, which unlocked some new experiences. In addition, I also watched several shows, such as Maison Margiela and Elisab. Pirate John Galliano is a designer I admire very much. He has a very strong personal touch and every show is like telling a story. This 2024 Spring and Summer Maison Margiela show has a very cinematic atmosphere from the show design to the music, which is very shocking. My good friend Jason Wu chatted with me a lot and helped me understand the work of designers better. He started making clothes for small dolls and has been doing it for more than 10 years. He said that being a designer in this industry is very difficult. First of all, you need support from your family. Buying fabrics and other items when you were in school was very expensive. They also need a steady stream of inspiration, and each season must have a different theme from fashion to show. Just like making music, you have to be inspired and have a lot to think about. For example, Da Zhang said that he has a studio at home and often has to stay for a day to find inspiration. I can't do this. I also studied women's shoe design before, and my mind went elsewhere every day while sitting there. I especially don't like being restricted, Sagittarius, you know. At the end of October, I'm Going Against the Wind was launched. My MBTI is ISTJ, Susie should be an E person, right? The difference between us is very obvious. I is distinct. Susie has a nickname White Peacock because he can open his tail. But in my own life, I am relatively reserved when communicating with others and doing things. Looking back at my performance and I'm Going Against the Wind now, I feel that if I were to play Susie now, it might be different from what it was then. Acting sometimes doesn't mean that you perform it exactly according to the script. Especially for realistic themed dramas, sometimes you need to act in a very lifelike way. Just like when I'm talking to you now, I'm thinking of how to express myself while speaking. Instead of the script writer writing the words for you and you reading them out, it's up to the actor himself to handle it. It is very important for an actor to be in a relaxed state. Being tense is not good for acting. I just said that the opponent's scene is very important, and the ups and downs of the opponent's actor also determine your rhythm. A good actor can impress his opponents and make you feel. For example, in The Little Matchmaker of the Fox Demon, I had many scenes opposite Mr. Liang Zhao, who played the elder Tushan Buzu. There was a very important scene. In fact, the machine did not capture Mr. Liang, but he was still very attentive. Help me set every rhythm. Whether your opponent gives you a corresponding rhythm or tone, your feelings are completely different. I held a live broadcast on my birthday this year to talk about the current situation with everyone. The birthday party I had promised for a long time finally came true. I created many beautiful memories with everyone. It was a very warm and memorable birthday. I also ate several cakes! I also received a lot of blessings, thank you all very much. The most surprising thing is that I received a gift from Children from the Stars. It was a painting drawn by them themselves, which has a different meaning to me. At the end of the year, he joined the group The Distance Between Us and the Court. This is a very pyrotechnic drama. About 10 real and typical cases were selected and adapted into the cases in the drama, which is particularly resonant. Before joining the team, I watched the documentary Justice Ginsburg and also attended the court hearing. Judges do not bring their own personal preferences in court and cannot favor any party. But just like the senior judge played by Wang Lu in the play said, sometimes the judgment of the family court should take into account the warmth of human relationships and the direction of the family. The character I played in it, Shen Zizi, is a top law student. At first, he only knew how to act in accordance with the law. He was not particularly empathetic to the parties. He felt the warmth of human kindness at work, and was gradually influenced by him, becoming a warm-hearted family court judge. Full stop. In this drama, I experienced the parties involved crying and arguing every day. One person will change today and another will change tomorrow. They will fight for property, children, houses, and ashes. Oh my God, it's so exciting. But these events are also based on the logic of our lives. There are no suspended settings. When watching, you may substitute some cases seen in the news, which will definitely arouse the empathy of many people.